SLT Fibre and experience the power of fibre technology. Sri Lanka's only super fast internet connection. SLT Fibre. Call 1212 now.
Tonight, a new chapter. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa takes office, makes appointments to key administrative positions. Long live China-Sri Lanka friendship. Chinese president hopeful of starting a new chapter with Sri Lanka. From political stability to economic stability. A former Deputy Central Bank Governor outlines challenges which lie ahead for the new administration.
Government has to find more money in order to service the existing foreign debt, at least $3 billion per annum.
It's a start. Sweden drops rape allegations against WikiLeaks co-founder Julian Assange. All that and much more coming up on First at 9, this Tuesday, the 19th of November, 2019.
From AdaDerana, this is AdaDerana First at 9.
ගොඩක් ගර්ල්ස්ලා ආටිෆිෂල් විදිහට පැහැපත් වෙනවා. ස්වභාවික විදිහට පැහැපත් වෙන්න Fair and Lovely විටමින් තෙරපි දෙන්න. ඔබේ ස්වභාවික පැහැය ආයෙත් ඔබටම.
Live from Studio 24 in Colombo.
Good evening and welcome to First at 9. I'm Dhammika Kanayaka. Let's start with your local stories. Sri Lanka's newly inaugurated President Gotabaya Rajapaksa today took office as the island nation's 7th executive president. Breaking norms and age-old traditions for the better, President Gotabaya even left the road in front of the presidential secretariat open for vehicular traffic, unlike previous leaders. The incoming president was welcomed today by outgoing President Maithripala Sirisena and former President Secretary Udaya Senivaratne.
President Gotabaya Rajapaksa's motorcade reached the presidential secretariat amid the traditional drumming associated with age-old Kandyan dancing. The new president was welcomed by outgoing President Maithripala Sirisena and former President Secretary Udaya Senivaratne. A special Tri-Forces Guard of Honour was then given to the President, with the Army performing a 21-gun salute. Breaking another norm, the road in front of the presidential secretariat was left open for vehicular traffic today, unlike on other occasions when a president took office. Following the honours accorded by the Tri-Forces, the president entered the presidential secretariat. Members of the Mahasangha also delivered a Pirit sermon to invoke blessings on the newly inaugurated president. At the auspicious time of 10:51 in the morning, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa assumed duties in his capacity as the 7th Executive President of Sri Lanka.
Gel scene action. Anti-germ mouthwash සමගින් එන close-up gel එක story එක start කරන්න.
Now, in one of his first acts after taking office, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa appointed Dr. P.B. Jayasundara as his secretary. That wasn't all, as the head of state made several other key administrative appointments as well, which also included a new Secretary of Defence, a position President himself held during the times of war.
දරුවාගේ අස්ථි ප්‍රතිශක්ති කරන පද්ධතිය සහ මානසික ක්‍රියා නිසි පරිදි පවත්වාගෙන යාමට දායක වන කැල්සියම්, විටමින් C සහ යකඩ අඩංගු මයිලෝ සමගින් පෝෂණයෙන් ඉදිරියට.
After President Gotabaya Rajapaksa took office today, he appointed Dr. P.B. Jayasundara to the position of President's Secretary. Dr. Jayasundara was the Secretary to the Treasury and the Ministry of Finance under successive governments under Presidents Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga and Mahinda Rajapaksa. After obtaining a degree in economics from the University of Sri Jayawardhanapura in 1973, he went on to complete his postgraduate degree in economic development. In the year 1984, Jayasundara obtained a doctorate from the University of Boston. In the meantime, former Deputy Governor of the Central Bank S.R. Artigala was appointed as the Secretary to the Treasury and the Ministry of Finance by President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. Artigala is also a former Assistant Governor of the Central Bank and a Deputy Secretary to the Treasury. On the 31st of October last year, Artigala was also appointed as the Secretary to the Treasury and the Ministry of Finance. He holds a Masters of Science degree in Quantitative Development Economics from the Warwick University, UK, and a Bachelor of Science degree in Physical Science from the University of Colombo. Furthermore, retired Major General Kamal Gunaratna is the new Secretary to the Ministry of Defence under President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. Gunaratna is a key member of the military who aided the conclusion of the 30-year-long conflict in Sri Lanka, commanding the 53rd Division during the humanitarian operation. It was members of his 53rd Division who brought to submission various leaders of the terrorist group, the LTTE, at the Nandikadal Lagoon on the 19th of May in 2009, including terror leader Velupillai Prabhakaran. Following retirement from the army, Gunaratna also had a stint as the Deputy Ambassador of Sri Lanka to Brazil. In the meantime, Oshada Senanayake was appointed as the new Director General of the Telecommunications Regulatory Commission of Sri Lanka. An alum of S. Thomas's College in Colombo, Senanayake is an IT engineer and has a master's degree in business management and a special degree in computer science from the University of Northumbria in the UK. In addition, Senanayake also held the position of chief executive at various private institutions in Sri Lanka.
Now, Speaker Karu Jayasuriya has held discussions with the Prime Minister, the opposition leader, as well as with various other party leaders regarding the formation of a new government. He says that attention has fallen on three possible alternatives on how to proceed. Calls have been rife for the present government to step down, honouring the public mandate, letting the new president form a government of his choice. Even the president's direct rival, Sajith Premadasa, resigned from all positions he held in the government as well as within the United National Party. Now, in the meantime, President of China says long live China-Sri Lanka partnership as he reached out to congratulate his new Sri Lankan counterpart, saying that he looks forward to starting a new chapter between the two nations. Meanwhile, the European Union stated that the fundamental freedoms and rights of the citizens of Sri Lanka have largely been respected during the presidential election in Sri Lanka.
Chinese President Xi Jinping has congratulated and extended his best wishes to President Gotabaya Rajapaksa on his election, saying that he looks forward to starting a new chapter of China-Sri Lanka strategic cooperative partnership and to bring more tangible benefits to the people of both nations. In a statement, Jinping said that he highly appreciates President Rajapaksa's continuous support and contribution to China-Sri Lanka friendship and cooperation. The Chinese head of state added that he attaches great importance to the development of the bilateral relations of the two countries. He also expressed his wish to work together with the Sri Lankan president to enhance political mutual trust, docking development visions and deepen practical cooperation of the two nations within the framework of the Belt and Road Initiative to start a new chapter of China-Sri Lanka strategic cooperative partnership and to bring more tangible benefits to the two nations. The end of President Jinping's statement reads, "Long live China-Sri Lanka friendship." In the meantime, the European Union also released a statement following the presidential election. It said that the election campaign and process unfolded in an overall peaceful environment, and it confirms the stability of the democratic institutions and attachment of the Sri Lankan people to their fundamental rights and freedoms after the brutal Easter Sunday terrorist attacks. The statement added that preliminary findings indicate the fundamental freedoms and rights of the citizens of the country have largely been respected. The EU says that it looks forward to continue working with Sri Lanka on the wide range of issues, from trade to cooperation in the area of foreign policy and security. The bloc congratulated President Rajapaksa and said it looks forward to working with him to uphold Sri Lanka's commitments to implement international conventions on fundamental rights and to continue efforts aimed at improving governance, human rights and reconciliation.
Now let's revisit something we attempted to bring you earlier. Speaker Karu Jayasuriya has held discussions with Prime Minister, the opposition leader, as well as with various other party leaders regarding the formation of a new government. He says that attention has fallen on three possible alternatives on how to proceed. Calls have been rife for the present government to step down, honouring the public mandate, letting the new president form a government of his choice. Even the president's direct rival, Sajith Premadasa, resigned from all the positions he held in the government as well as in the United National Party.
Speaker Karu Jayasuriya said today that discussions were held with the Prime Minister, opposition leader as well as with other party leaders regarding the Parliament's future conduct. Issuing a statement, the Speaker said that three alternative measures have been highlighted. The first of which is the felicitation of a general election in April next year, following the constitutional dissolution of Parliament on the 1st of March in 2020. The second is the willful backing of MPs of a two-thirds parliamentary majority to dissolve Parliament and call for an immediate general election. The third alternative measure outlined in the Speaker's statement is the voluntary resignation of the Prime Minister and the Cabinet, paving way for the President to appoint a caretaker cabinet until a general election is held. The statement goes on to say that a final consensus on the matter will be arrived at this week, following a party leaders' meeting. Meanwhile, parliamentarians of the United People's Freedom Alliance are of the view that Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe should extend his support to hold an immediate general election.
මේ වෙනකොට ප්‍රධාන ඇමතිවරයෙක් වන රටේ මුදල් අමාත්‍යවරයෙ හිස් වෙලා තියෙනවා. තව ඇමතිවරු ගණනාවක් අස් වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒ නිසා මම හිතනවා ආණ්ඩුක්‍රම ව්‍යවස්ථාවේ ප්‍රතිපාදන තිබෙනවා. අමාත්‍ය මණ්ඩලය තිබෙන තාක්කල් පමණයි අගමැතිවරයා දුරේ දරන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට දැන් ප්‍රශ්නේ මතුවෙනවා මේ තියෙන අමාත්‍ය මණ්ඩලය එක එක්කෙනා මෙහෙම අස් වෙගෙන යනකොට ඇමති මණ්ඩලය විසිරුවා හැරෙනවද කියන ප්‍රශ්නේ. මේ වෙලාවේ ජනවරම පිළි අරගෙන ජනාධිපති අපේක්ෂක සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස මැතිතුමා සිය දුරෙන් සහ නියෝජ්‍ය නායකවරුන්ට ඉල්ලා අසුනා නම් මම හිතන්නේ අගමැතිතුමා තවත් මෙහි රැඳී සිටින එකේ තේරුමක් අපි දකින්නේ නැහැ.
රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහ මහතා ප්‍රධාන උදවිය පරාජයට පත් වී හමාරයි. අපේ රජයක් මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ මැතිතුමාගේ නායකත්වයෙන් ගොඩනැගීමට හැකි ඉක්මනින් කටයුතු කරන බව අපි ප්‍රකාශ කරන්න කැමතියි. වෙනුවෙන් ජනාධිපතිතුමා සාකච්ඡා රාශියක් පවත්වනවා. අදත් ඒ සාකච්ඡාවල් හමාර කරමින් පවතිනවා.
Some members of the United National Party are also of the view that the PM as well as the cabinet should step down, enabling the president to form a government of his choice.
මේ ආණ්ඩුව මේ පාර්ලිමේන්තුව මාර්තු මාසෙ වෙනකන් යන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක නවත්තන්න කාටවත් බෑ. හැබැයි ආණ්ඩුවේ ඉන්නවද නැද්ද කියන තීන්දුව ගෝඨාභයලත් එක්ක කතා කරන්න ඕමනවක් නැහැ රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහ මහත්තයා. ඒක අපිත් එක්ක කතා කරන්න ඕනේ. හෙට සාකච්ඡා කරලා ඉන්දුවක් ගන්නවා කියලා. මොනවද හෙට සාකච්ඡා කරන්නේ? පැය 24ක් නෙවෙයි පැයක්වත් ඉන්න ඕනේ නැහැ මේ ආණ්ඩුවේ. වහම ඒගොල්ලන්ට බාර දෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒගොල්ලන්ට ඒගොල්ලෝ වැඩේ කරන හැටි බලන්න. පාක්ෂිකයන්ට මේ අසාධාරණ වෙන්න දෙන්න බෑ. එතුමා කරන්නේ මේ මහා පාවාදීමක්. මේ ජයග්‍රහණයට පස්සෙන් කකුලෙන් ඇද්දා වගේ එතුමා මේ කරන්නේ මහා පාවාදීමක්. අපිට ආරංචි එතුමා කියලා තියෙනවා. මගේ කණ්ඩායමක් එක්ක මට පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ 40ක් හිටියත් ඇති කියලා විපක්ෂ නායකකම කරගෙන යන්න. ඉතින් එහෙම තමයි ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ අරමුණ. මම සූදානම් නැහැ මේ නායකත්වයේ යටතේ මේ නිලධාරි මණ්ඩලයේ යටතේ ඊළඟට ඉස්සරහට දේශපාලනය කරන්න.
මේ මැතිවරණයේදී ජනතාව අපිව පරාජයට පත් කරලා අලුත් ජනවරමක් අලුත් ජනාධිපතිතුමාට දීලා තියෙනවා. ඒ නිසා ආණ්ඩු බලයේ රැඳී සිටින අපිට කිසිම අයිතියක් නැහැ. ඒ නිසා මම පුද්ගලිකව විශ්වාස කරන්නේ අපි ආණ්ඩුවෙන් ඉල්ලා ආස් වෙන්න ඕන. දීලා අලුත් ජනාධිපතිතුමාට ජනවරම අනුව එතුමාගේම කැබිනට් මණ්ඩලයක් පත් කරගන්න අවස්ථාව දෙන්න ඕන.
National organizer of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Basil Rajapaksa too had his say on the topic today.
නව ජනාධිපතිවරයෙක් ඉන්නවා. ඉතින් ඒ අනුව ඉතින් ආණ්ඩුවක් පිටුණා කියලා එතුමා ඊයේ ප්‍රකාශ කරන්නේ. ඊයේ ආණ්ඩුව යනවා කියලා කියලා තියෙනවා අගමැතිවරයා ඉවත් වෙනවා කියලා. ජනතා මතයට හිස නමන්න ඕන කවුරු වුණත් ජනතා නියෝජිතයෝ නම්. එහෙම වුණා නැත්නම් ඔය තියෙන 113ද 14ද දිනුන ඒ ටිකත් කෙලව ගන්නවා.
Now, on the invitation extended by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa will visit India on the 29th of this month, his first official visit since taking office. This was conveyed to India's External Affairs Minister Subramaniam Jayashankar, who arrived in Sri Lanka today, accompanied by a delegation of several high-ranking officials from the External Affairs Ministry of India. Dr. Subramaniam Jayashankar, upon arrival in Colombo, met with President Rajapaksa to convey a message from Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The Indian External Affairs Minister said on Twitter that he conveyed Prime Minister Modi's message of a partnership for shared peace, progress, prosperity and security, expressing confidence that India-Sri Lanka relations would reach greater heights under the leadership of the new president. He went on to express confidence that India-Sri Lanka relations would reach greater heights under the president's leadership. Now, civil society groups also offered their views today in the aftermath of the presidential election. Their view was the notion where a government cannot be sustained without the support of minority groups is now well and truly put to bed. They accused some politicians for seeking to benefit through propagating such notions.
එතුමා ඉතා පැහැදිලිව කිව්වා මා සිංහල බහුතරයේ ඡන්දයෙන් තේරීපත් වුණා කියන එක. ඒක තමයි යථාර්ථය. සුළු ජාතීන්ගේ සහයෝගය නැතුව ජනාධිපති කෙනෙක් රජයක් පවත්වන්න බෑ කියන කාරණය මත ඒක වාසීට තියාගෙන බෙදුන්වාදී අන්තවාදී දේශපාලකයන් තමයි ඒකෙන් සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම ප්‍රයෝජන ගන්න බැලුවේ. ඔවුන්ගේ කොන්දේසි වල ප්‍රධානම එක තමයි මේ ඒකේ රට ෆෙඩරල් කර යුතුයි කියලා. ඒ කොන්දේසිය පිළිගත් සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස ඒකෙන් පරාජය වුණා නම් රට ෆෙඩරල් කරන සංකල්පය සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම අහෝසි විය යුතුයි. ඒක ජනමත විචාරණයක් හැටියට තමයි අපි මේක සැලකන්නේ. ජනාධිපතිතුමාගෙන් ඉල්ලා සිටිනවා මීට පස්සේ මේ රට ෆෙඩරල් කරන එක ගැන බෙදෙන එක ගැන කතා කරන සියලු දෙනාට විරුද්ධව නීතිමය පියවර ගන්න ඕනේ.
112ක් වන්නිදිස්සෙක්ගේ ඡන්දය දීලා තියෙනවා කොටාය මහන්තයට 106ක් යාපනයේ ඡන්දය දීලා තියෙනවා. පටන් ගන්න හොඳටම ඇති ඒක. හතාවිමුක්තවරුන්ට 103යි මුළු රටෙම හම්බෙලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒ 106 කියන්නේ ප්‍රබලව මේ බෙදුම්වාදයට ජාතිවාදයට විරුද්ධ මිනිස්සු. ජනතාව ජනවරම ගෝඨාභය රාජපක්ෂ මහත්තයාට ලබා දුන්නේ පරාජය කරපු පිරිස් සමග එකතු වෙන්න නෙවෙයි. ඒ නිසා මේ අවස්ථාවේදී ජාතික ආණ්ඩු පිළිබඳව සාකච්ඡා කිරීම අවශ්‍ය වෙන්නේ නැහැ. නැවත මැතිවරණයකට යා යුතු කියන යෝජනාවත් රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහ මහත්මයාගේ යෝජනාවක් අපි ඒකත් හෙලා දකිනවා. ඔවුන්ට FCID එකට යන්න තියෙනක වළක්ව ගන්න. රිෂාඩ් බජුදුල්ලා හකීම්ලා කොමිසමක් විදිහට ගිහලා පොලිසියෙන් කට උත්තර ගන්න එක වළක්ව ගන්න. ඒක වළක්වගෙන දේශපාලන වේදිකාවක් උඩ නගින්න තමයි ඡන්දයක් අවශ්‍ය. අපිට ඡන්දයක් අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. මේ රටේ ජනතාවට අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. ජනතාව ජනමතය දීලා ඉවරයි. ඊළඟ ජනමතය විමසීම ව්‍යවස්ථාවට අනුව අදාළ කාලයේදී කළ හැකියි. එතුමා දිවුරුන් දුන් මොහොතේ සටන් කැබිනට් එක අහෝසි කියන එක ඉතා න්‍යායාත්මකව පැහැදිලි කාරණයක්. කැබිනට් එක අහෝසි වූ විට අගමැතිවරයාගේ ධූරය අවශ්‍ය වෙනවා. එතකොට කිසිදු බාධාවක් නැහැ. ව්‍යවස්ථානුකූලවත් නව අගමැතිවරයෙක් පත් කරලා කැබිනට් එකක් පත් කරලා ආණ්ඩුව කරගෙන යන්න. රනිල් වික්‍රමසිංහ මහත්මයාගේ ආණ්ඩුව 2015 පත් කරපු 46 දෙනා හිටියේ. දැන් 95ක් ඉන්නවා. ජනාධිපතිතුමා අහන්න අවශ්‍ය නැහැ 113ක් තියනවාද කියලා අගමැතිවරයා පත් කිරීමේදී. පැරණි අවස්ථාවෙත් එහෙමයි 19ට පසුවත් එහෙමයි.
We'll return after this very short break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching First at 9. Now, former Prime Minister D.M. Jayaratne has passed away at the age of 88 at a private hospital in Kandy today. He was a veteran Sri Lankan politician who held the premiership of Sri Lanka from 2010 to 2015 under former President Mahinda Rajapaksa. A founding member of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, Jayaratne was first elected to Parliament in 1970. Former Deputy Governor of the Central Bank, Dr. W.A. Vijayawardena, says a new administration will face the challenge of borrowing at least $3 billion per annum for the coming 2 years in order to service the existing debt. Dr. Vijayawardena, who forecast a bright future for the Sri Lankan economy, said that the period of political uncertainty which prevailed in the country for years is no more.
The political uncertainty that Sri Lanka had in the past period is no more, and as a result Sri Lanka will become a good destination for foreign direct investors. The type of investment that we should get is we have to team up with large technological companies in the world to attract those investments to Sri Lanka and then be a partner of the high-tech products which countries like Sri Lanka would produce and join the what is now known as the global production sharing network, so that we would be able to contribute to the global development as well as through local development.
Dr. Vijayawardena also touched on the immediate measures which should be taken by the incoming president in order to address the slowing down of the economy.
The slowing down in economic growth has affected basically the small and medium sector enterprises in Sri Lanka, which are heavily indebted to banks as well as private money lenders. And unless these people are rescued by the government, Sri Lanka will lose the ability to generate higher economic growth in the future, because about 70% of our total output comes from the small and medium sector industries. At the same time, two other problems: the exchange rate is under pressure for depreciation, so it has to be halted and it has to be strengthened. And government has to find more money in order to service the existing foreign debt, which is maturing in 2019, 2020 and 2021, in which years the government has to get at least $3 billion per annum in each of the year to service the existing debt. So which is again not a thing that is happening to Sri Lanka, and it has to be now borrowed from outside sources.
Now, Saudi Arabia placed a preliminary valuation of its state oil company Aramco between 1.6 trillion and 1.7 trillion US dollars. After the flotation, Aramco will not list any more shares for 6 months as per the issued prospectus. Aramco had initially expected to sell 2% of its shares to the Saudi Stock Exchange and another 3% on overseas exchange. It has hired a host of international banking giants like Citibank, Credit Suisse and HSBC as financial advisors to assess interest in the share sale and set a price based on the level of interest. Analysts of S&P Global Ratings stated that the stock market debut of Aramco could enable Saudi Arabia to strengthen its financial position. Now, taking a look at today's markets, Sri Lankan shares hit a fresh one-year high today after hitting its highest close in more than a year yesterday. The benchmark ASPI rose 0.75% in early trade, ending 0.22% firmer at 6,142.76, its highest close since the 9th of August in 2018. Equity market turnover was 1.4 billion rupees, well above this year's daily average of around 699.6 million shares. Now, here's a brief look at today's market performance.
The secondary market, the positive sentiment continued for the second consecutive day after the president election results, with a heavy buying interest witnessed across the yield curve from the local and foreign counterparties with a high volume. And the stock market ended in a green, continued with a positive sentiment, 14% of the total turnover. And net foreign outflow were witnessed with a low foreign participation.
Sri Lankan rupees ended 0.1% firmer at 179 rupees and 25 to 50 cents per dollar, its highest since the 21st of August. Let's now take a look at how the Sri Lankan rupee traded against other major currencies around the world. Welcome back. You're watching First at 9. Now, Swedish authorities are ending their investigation into an allegation of rape against WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. The investigation into Assange was reopened in May following his dramatic removal from Ecuador's embassy in central London the previous month. Swedish authorities had previously suspended the probe in 2017. According to the Swedish prosecutor's office, a total of 7 witness interviews were conducted as part of the investigation into Assange over the summer. Now, strong winds generated more than 100 fires across Australia's east coast, covering the Sydney city with a hazardous smoke. Powerful winds generated fires that have been burning across the states of New South Wales and Queensland for several days and had pushed the smoke south to form a thick haze over the city. People are advised by authorities to stay indoors as much as possible as the smoke prevails over the coming days. The 2 major landmarks of Sydney, the Harbour Bridge and Opera House, were shrouded by this thick smoke. And that's it from all of us here at First at 9. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.